Are you considering divorce? Are you dealing with it now? Are you on the other side and not sure what comes next? You've come to the right place. Welcome to the Divorce Do's and Don'ts Show with your host, Lisa C. Decker.
Hello and welcome to the Divorce Do's and Don'ts Show. I'm Lisa Decker, your host today. I am a certified divorce financial analyst and real estate collaboration specialist in divorce, and the CEO and founder of Divorce Money Matters and Divorce Town USA, which is the sponsor of this show. Thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have you here today as we have some really fun guests for our show today. You know, one of the hardest things for people to start after a divorce is to travel. After traveling for years as a couple or a family, they may be nervous about going it alone or not sure if a group fit is a good fit for them. Maybe it's just a matter of getting started and figuring out where to start. So today we're going to interview two sassy lassies, Emer Coughlin and Dervila Stivers, the classy lassies who founded and co-owned Celtic Hearts Travel. The classy lassies were born and raised in Dublin, Ireland, but settled in Atlanta, Georgia in 1994. And over the years, Emer and Dervila, and I hope I'm getting that right. She's probably going to laugh about this because I've pronounced it so many times here, but these wonderful Irish names I'm not used to. They became the go-to resource for advice on European vacations, and with their travel industry experience and passion for travel, Celtic Hearts Travel was born. And I've heard about some of these wonderful trips. I can't wait to hear more. Emer and Dervila know that planning a trip is time consuming, but with their insider knowledge and experience, all you need to do is plan your wardrobe for a one-of-a-kind getaway. I like that kind of trip too. Celtic Hearts Travel designs custom-crafted travel experiences that are meant to be savored luxury vacations for those who are passionate about life and travel. Oh, ladies, just the sound of all of that makes me excited.
Good. Travel should be exciting.
It is exciting. So we have a lot to talk about because the travel industry has changed a lot since the pandemic. So can you give us an overview of what is travel looking like since the pandemic generally?
Well, 2022 was a bit hectic. I'm sure everybody knows somebody who had a cancelled flight or change in their travel plans last minute. But things are settling down. You know, there was a lot of retirements and change in the industry in between 2020 and 2021. And I think a lot of the airlines and the travel providers like hotels and tour operators struggled to regroup and bring everybody up to speed with the new protocols that were in place at the time. But a lot of the protocols have gone away now, so things are settling down. Hoteliers and tour operators have retrained and regrouped. So travel for the remainder of 2022 and 2023 is looking a lot like it used to look pre-pandemic.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I love to travel, and I was caught up in some of those flight nights this year, so I understand, but people want to get out and live again. So
absolutely. And everybody wants to travel, and they want to go now, and they want to go as quickly as possible.
Sounds like a divorce.
Yeah.
Not to make fun, but I hear that a lot. I want it over, and I want it over now. Well, have you come up against any hesitation from women who travel solo?
Yes, we have a little bit.
And what do you say to them to reassure them or offer to help them get back on the travel wagon?
Well, I mean, there's so many different ways to travel, and solo travel can be daunting for anybody, and I'm sure especially after divorce and it's a new environment and everything. So you can travel in small groups. One thing, for us and our agency, we're part of a global network of local suppliers. So even if we do send somebody on a solo trip, we have boots on the ground and local support for them so that they always feel supported. They don't need to worry about, having to go looking for things on their own. They have somebody right there at their beck and call, and then we always have their back.
Oh, that's nice. So it sounds like from what I'm hearing you say that you have local people, even when someone is doing a solo travel, that you have local contacts that they can reach out to if they have issues or questions.
Absolutely. We have local suppliers, basically boots on the ground in every country that we, send anybody to. And we always have that option. If they want to have that local support, then we'll work with the local destination management company. They'll be their driver or their guide, or, bring them to their hotel and just be there at the end of the phone if they need anything, but be there locally for them.
Oh, that's very reassuring because, travel even alone in the United States is daunting, but when you go overseas and may not speak the language in some countries, that can be a little scary. So that's wonderful. So, what kind of trip options do you have available for solo women? What do you recommend for someone who wants to get back out there, but, hasn't done traveling since they've gotten divorced or not really sure where to start? What do you offer them?
Well, a variety depending on their travel style. Some individuals might like to travel totally independently, solo on their own. Some might like to join small groups. And sometimes when you mention a group, people think of, a big tour bus with 53 people. There are various group sizes available. You can go from 8 to 12 to 20 to 53. So depending on your travel preference, we would have loads of resources, and the travel industry in general has a lot of resources. Another option would be river cruises or cruises in general, which is a great way to meet people and not feel like you're traveling on your own.
And then I think one of the slides there, sorry to interrupt you there, Lisa, is there are some awesome women-only tour options where you can go with a group of women. They could be, divorced, single, it doesn't really matter. They could be just wanting to get away. A lot of women's spouses don't like to travel with them, and they love to go away on a girls' trip. So there's lots of options like that where you can go to different countries, and they're specifically for women, run by women. You'll work with local women entrepreneurs for sustainability type of incentives and stuff like that. And it gives them an option to, be with a group of women, meet new women, and then just really celebrate women in business and women who are working in these countries and have these great tour options.
Oh, that's lovely. That slide looked like a lot of fun destinations. So what other tools are available to help plan bucket list trips?
Emer has a great tool that she loves to use.
I do. I really am very, very passionate about this Wanderlist option that we have for our clients. And actually, really, it's available to anybody who wants to use it. We just have to set them up with the link. And it's a great way to collaborate. You can see this on the screen there. It's an exclusive tool which allows you to go in there, pick a destination, find all of these great travel ideas. Just to kind of give you a little bit of background, Virtuoso is our basically our consortia, and they're the largest global network of suppliers. So they have tour operators, hotels, excursions, I mean, you name it, just all of these ideas. And there's a whole brain trust in there. So you can go in there and say, just say you want to go to Turkey and you want to explore something in particular. You can pull together all of your ideas. Then you can invite your friends to join you on your Wanderlist, and they pull in their ideas. They can get them through Virtuoso. If you do your research on Google or anywhere else, you can also pull those ideas in. And then you have this whole group of this brain trust of everybody's ideas, and then you can pull together a trip from the ideas.
That's lovely. So tell me more about this software. Is it a software?
It's actually, it's not a software. You just sign up and through a website, through our website. We have a Virtuoso website, and basically you have access to all of their
I think Emer's got frozen.
So when you can just pull it in. So it's really just, it's a web-based, it's client, so it's not software that you have to install. Oh.
Okay, we got most of that, Emer. Your
Okay.
screen froze a little bit, but I heard you say that people can reach this tool through your website. Is that right?
Yeah, we can supply them with the link, a link to sign up, and there's no buy-in. They can just play around with it. But then just say you come together and you find a trip, we'll be able to give you an idea of the type of budget. And then that kind of helps you with planning that. So if you have a group of girlfriends, you put in your ideas, and based on your budget, you'll see what you can do.
I see. Lovely. What a great tool. Now, how do people work with you? Do they pay you for this service, or do you get paid from the tours that the people go on? Tell me a little bit about that. It's been a while. I'm so happy to see travel agents because, with the internet, it's you don't see a lot of travel agents anymore, but your services are so in depth, and I love working with travel agents. So I'm really happy to have you guys here and know about you as a resource.
Mm-hmm. We are glad to be back, and we're back in force. I think the pandemic was very much a learning experience for everybody, and we, with the backing of our host agency and our consortia Virtuoso, we're able to do right by all our clients, whether it was postpone a trip, postpone a flight, get a refund, whatever it was, whatever the client wanted to do, we were able to achieve for them. And I'm very glad that we were able to take care of our clients in that manner. So moving forward, I think because the world is appearing more complicated to achieve travel agents are definitely back with a vengeance.
That's great. Definitely. I hope that's not my voice making that sound. We're just having some fun today.
I know, right? We definitely are.
Well, at least you guys got on. Last week was even more challenging, but I think half the world was dealing with it. And we're grateful that there is a capacity like Zoom, so we won't complain. Yeah. You mentioned an important point that a lot of people don't realize is that if you book things on your own, you've got to take care of those things on your own as well. And so working with a travel agent, you have a teammate who can speak on your behalf and help work things out and help you plan the trip of your life and connect you with all the right people and put people on the boots on the ground that you can connect with if you have a problem. I mean, there's just so many positives to working with a travel agent, and especially if you're a woman who is just getting back out into the world, it's a little scary at times. So I just love this idea of this Wanderlist and all of the trips that you're putting together.
It's also reassuring for clients to know that when and if something unforeseen occurs, that they have one number to call, and that's our number. So they're not calling an 800 number. They're not being put on hold for 1 or 2 hours trying to achieve what they need to achieve. So it is very reassuring for our clients.
There's so much value in that alone.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on your time. How much time do you want to spend on vacation on hold?
Yes.
When half the world is trying to get through, right?
Yeah.
So it's wonderful what you're doing here. What do you see as some of the best places for single women to travel to from a safety perspective, from value, from fun, whatever perspective you're looking for. Where are some of the places that you would recommend that some of the gals start putting some girls trips together?
Ooh, well, we've lots of those. We're very we're experts in Europe, and so Europe is just a really great place to go to just to explore something completely new and see a different culture and a different life. And really, Greece is really popular right now. River cruises are a great way to go see all of the little towns and villages throughout Europe, and it's small ship. It's basically a floating boutique hotel. You've got a maximum of about 160 people on board, and you're taken care of from the minute you land till the time you get back on your plane to go home. So it's a really great way to meet new people who are like-minded, because explorers around the world, if you're an explorer, you're an explorer, and they're usually interesting people who travel, want to explore new things and want to try something new. And I think that that's a great way for people to connect together, is to travel together. We host our own trips. We bring groups with us. We have a group of women at the moment, Dervila, right, in Ireland this week.
Yes.
I don't know if we're allowed to use any language, but they're an amazing group. They call themselves the Bad ASS Ladies, and they're just great. They travel together. They explore a lot of. They're very much into the mythology and the Druids and all that part of our history, and so that's a retreat that they do every year, and it's just a group of women.
Oh, how fun! Wow, how many of them are there in this badass group?
23. 23 altogether. And of course, Ireland
23
is a sweet spot for us because we're both from there. So we love to send clients to Ireland. So if you want to slow down and just savor good scenery, good crack, what we call in the pubs, crack is fun, by the way, hear some great live music, eat some amazing food, and see some breathtaking scenery, Ireland, you wouldn't go wrong with visiting Ireland.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list for sure, as I have family from there. I recently learned that my grandmother, my great grandmother is actually came over on the ship, and we found the ship's manifest. And I have this dream of going to the port where she left and viewing her view of heading off into this new life into the United States. And I'm going to make that happen. So I'll be talking with you ladies about that. What are some other tips and tools that you can give to people who are traveling alone to remain safe? Just some general travel tips that are good, packing tips and tools and things like that. So what are some smart travel tips you can share?
Well, I think it's very, very important for the individual to be comfortable in who they're working with for their trip, whether it's a travel advisor or a tour operator. And that will give them a sense of confidence, so they'll enjoy their trip. Nobody wants to go away not feeling 100% sure about what they're doing or where they're going, and having that in the back of their mind, that's going to hold them back from really exploring and enjoying their trip. So that is definitely the first thing, that they find a partner that they're very comfortable with.
Yeah. And then the second thing, it's one of the points there, and we've always recommended trip insurance for our clients, always, and now more than ever. It's definitely necessary. I mean, we don't really have to worry about quarantine and stuff anymore because of the restrictions that have been lifted. But you want good trip insurance because we can have to interrupt or cancel our trip for many reasons. And you want to make sure that your trip is covered. And then if you are overseas and you run into some type of a medical just an issue or an emergency, you want to have adequate coverage so that you are taken care of and that you get yourself safely home, and then you can claim, from your trip insurance. And so really, it's an investment to travel overseas. And you want to, if you were insuring your car, it's just like a nice trip. You're going to insure that and make sure that you cover your investment and that you feel secure that if, You're covered for any medical emergencies or interruption. Look at all the baggage delays this year. You know, just those alone, to be able to go and buy yourself a new outfit while you're waiting for your bag to show up, and know that that's covered is huge, you know?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I will
Um,
tell you my experience that I did not have trip insurance, and now I always do. But I was actually, my husband and I had traveled to Mexico for a long awaited vacation. And our first day there, within the first half a day, we got a call that one of our daughters had had a rock climbing fall, and very serious injury, broke her back and multiple other injuries. And we couldn't get a direct flight back, and we couldn't get help because we had booked it, ourselves. And so, working with a travel agent is just beautiful. I'm so glad to hear that all the travel agents are coming back now, and that the airlines and such aren't just putting you out of business. And really, it doesn't cost anything to work with travel agents, from what I recall. Has that changed? Is there a surcharge or anything that people should know about?
Well, we do charge a service fee, and it is based on the complexity of your trip. So depending the type of trip you're planning would determine the service fee.
Okay.
But it's reasonable. It's not, exorbitant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I guess the travel agent that used to be on the corner where they book your flights and stuff like that, they're not there on the corner anymore. It's very hard to find local travel agents. But since you are doing bookings overseas and putting so much work into it, I think that's very reasonable. So just to have you as a resource for, what do we want to go see? Maybe people don't know the hot spots to go visit, and being able to follow you along on a guided tour like those badass ladies. I just love that idea.
It's also a lovely way to plan your vacation, because there's various steps in the planning. You might book your flights first, and then you look at hotels, and then you're looking at excursions. So as the trip builds, excitement is building. So by the time your trip comes along, you're just ready to get at it because you've been planning for so long. So it's a fun thing to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what final tips or tools or tricks or words do you have for folks as we wind down our show today? We could talk about all this fun stuff on and on, but we are coming to a close. So why don't you tell folks a little bit more and how they can get a hold of you?
Okay, absolutely. Well, my first tip for anybody is, life is short, and I think we all realized that during the pandemic, we had to put off a lot of things, and people really missed seeing each other. So, we always think one day, but really, if you just make a decision and plan, you get to do it. Just don't put it off, because people put it off and they never got to do it.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. And you can reach out. Our information is up there, but we're on Facebook. We have a website. Lisa, you're welcome to put people in touch with us if somebody wants to get to our Wanderlist. That's something that we will, share with people directly, because we need to get their email addresses and then invite them to come to the Wanderlist, and then they just set up their little account. And again, there's no financial buy-in for that at all. It's just really to start dreaming and planning, just getting all these great ideas.
Okay. Well, I want you to speak the contact information, because some people will just listen in and not watch. So why don't you give them a phone number, a website, or an email, or all three?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Derv.
So our phone number is 239-464-9014 or 404-434-4373. It's info@ Celtic Hearts Travel. That's CELTIC Hearts with an S, travel.com. And it's www.Celtic Hearts Travel.
Yeah.
All right. And I realized I was saying the C as an American would say it, Celtic, but it's Celtic. I
That's
need
okay.
to
We're
get back
used to
to
it.
my
That's
Irish
okay.
roots here. See, I learned something new every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, it's really been a pleasure and an honor. Are there any parting words that you wanted to give to folks here? We've got about 30 seconds.
I think Emer said it earlier. Life is short. Book your trips. Don't wait.
Yeah, get out. Yeah.
Go
Get
travel.
out there and see the world. Go
Yeah.
travel. Yeah. And now more than ever, like, give yourself 12 months, plan your trip, plenty of time.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Plan far in advance, just like when you're going through life changes like a divorce, you want to have a plan. And the more planning that you do, the better off you're going to be in your divorce, in your life, and in your travels. So that's a fitting end for all of this. My pleasure having you here today. So at this point, I am going to tell you about some of the special items that we have available to our listeners. We have at divorcetownusa.com. You can download the Divorcetown USA roadmap, which you see here, which includes an ebook that explains these options and helps you understand which one is best for you and your family, and outlines other professionals and or resources that you may need to access along the way. We offer their free articles, videos, marketplace features, some of our favorite products and services that we have found to help you through the process. And this is the Divorcetown roadmap that you can see here, that's going to help you decide which place is right for you to start as you start your divorce plan. Then at divorcemoneymatters.com, you can download your free financial fitness kit. And this is a divorce financial fitness kit. It will help you get better organized, so you're better putting money in your pocket than in maybe your attorneys. We love attorneys, but we're helping people to keep legal fees down as well. The kit also includes working Excel spreadsheet and a list of must-ask questions for when you do meet with your divorce attorney, your family law attorney. You're going to know the questions that you should ask. And we also sponsor at Divorcetown USA a virtual divorce help and hope support group through meetup.com. And we meet once or twice a month through Zoom. Meeting dates and times are always posted on Divorcetown USA in the events section. And we welcome you there. It is a complimentary support group. We have people joining from all over the country. And we have members at Divorcetown, our professional members, who come and moderate and answer your questions and give you the support and the compassion and the care that you need. And next week, we're going to be talking about domestic violence awareness. And actually, for the month of October, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So both of these issues are commonly faced by people going through the divorce process. Unfortunately, we find that sometimes these issues do affect people, and we want to help you, take you past awareness to find real solutions. Next week, we'll start with special guest, my friend Cindy Bell Gerhardt, domestic violence survivor and author of the book From Broken to Badass, My Journey to My Brave First Step. Great book. And founder of the organization Brave First Step, bringing help and resources to victims of domestic violence. So we hope you found this episode of the Divorce Do's and Don'ts helpful, and we look forward to seeing you all next week and every week as we continue improving upon the way that the world divorces, one family at a time.